Hey Taurus, this is Tracy with Links Tarot, and I am here to do your second half of February reading. I hope y'all are well, loving yourselves, being kind to yourselves, most of all, forgiving yourselves. We are going to pull 5 cards. I'm going to move the camera down so you can see the cards as they come out. So this is a newer deck. Some of the cards I have seen, and usually I will intuitively read them. However, I started reading the meanings from the book for this particular deck, and I would really be doing myself and whoever is watching a disservice if I did not read what the meaning for the cards are, because I feel like they touch on some points that I may not intuitively get. It's just some additional information. So that's what I'll be doing with the cards that I have not pulled before. Like I said, it's a newer deck, and so some of them I've seen and some of them I have not seen, but I really love this deck. And I just wanted to, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I wanted to make sure that I do everything with intent instead of just letting things happen. So my intention for this entire channel is to help the collective with guidance, direction, confirmation, just anything that can help you to navigate in this life a little easier or have some awareness about. So that's what my intent is for this reading. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to move the camera down so you can see the cards as they come out. It is chilly, so I have my robe that I am wrapped in. Got some music playing in the background. What energies are around Taurus? What do they need to know? I like to tell people when I do live readings, because they want to know exactly the answer to what's going on in their lives. And tarot, the universe, God, is only going to give us what we need, not what we want. Sometimes you may get what you want, but it's what you need. So, at the time. So, kind of just happens like that. So let's see what energies are around you all for Taurus, second half of February. What energies are around Taurus? So we have the schizophrenia card. We have this adventure card. Okay. These two fell. We got awareness and traveling. I'm going to put them back. I know traveling is like y'all's cup of tea. So here are all 5 of our cards. Overall energy in reverse is inner voice. Okay, so aloneness. That's what I thought I seen originally, but it was the travel card. Okay, so that is what I was looking for before I started. I gotta grab my reading glasses. Give me 1 second. It's cold. It's cold. Okay. So we have the schizophrenia card in the reverse. And like I said, you know, these cards, or maybe I didn't say, but these cards, and I'm reading this, you know, it's in the upright to you, but it's in the reverse to me. So I'm reading the cards as they are facing me. But at first glance with these cards, you know, schizophrenia, you know, this is a mental, you know, mindset, like your mind is all over the place. But let me read this. Let me read this. Okay, so I'm gonna just hold the card up so you can see. It says the person on this card brings a new twist to the old idea of getting stuck between a rock and a hard place. But we are in precisely this sort of situation when we get stuck in the indecisive and dualistic aspect of the mind. Should I let my arms go and fall head first, or let my legs go and fall feet first? Should I go here or there? Should I say yes or no? And whatever decision we make, we will always wonder if we should have decided the other way. This reminds me of a Taurus, my best friend. You know, it just reminded me of her. It says let's see, should I say yes or no? And whatever decision we make, we will always wonder if we should have decided the other way, because the earth signs, air and water signs, you guys all, you know, think, you're thinkers, you know, it's mental for you guys, you know, where fire signs, I'm a Aries fire sign, we are action. So, you know, so we act first and think later. But you know, this reminds me of Taurus or earth signs, because you guys are, you know, you think very heavily about situations. So it says, the only way out of this dilemma is, unfortunately, to let go of both at once. You can't work your way out of this one by solving it, making lists of pros and cons. This is like Taurus all day for me. Or I'll say earth signs. I'm not sure about caps, but definitely Virgo and Taurus. It says, you can't work your way out of this one by solving it, making lists of pros and cons, or in any way working it out with your mind. Better to follow your heart if you can find it. If you can't find it, just jump. Your heart will start beating so fast there will be no mistake about where it is. It says your heart will start beating so fast there will be no mistake about where it is. So for me, this is like the Fool card, taking a leap of faith and not caring about, you know, all the pros and cons, and are all of my ducks lined up in a row. And this came out in the reverse. So this energy is around you. So either you've come out of feeling like I don't know what to do and you just did it, or you're in the process of, you know, coming out of that energy. But the energy is around you of, you know, doing what you need to do to move forward with this situation. It's saying you cannot solve it as much as you want to have everything in order and everything in place. This card is saying you're not getting it. You're not going to have that. It's saying to trust the universe. It's saying to fall. Go ahead and do it, is what this is saying. Now, obviously, you need to listen to your intuition. You know, You can't be like, well, this reader said to do this, so I did it. You always, any reading that you get here collectively, personally, you always got to listen to your intuition. So whatever is being said, it needs to agree with your intuition. You know, it needs to be a confirmation, or you agree with it, or you disagree with it. Not just blindly going along with what a collective reading is saying, and or just what that reader is saying to you personally. So we have this adventure card. This is absolutely like the Fool card. Again, it's in the reverse. It's saying to think as a child, because when we get to be adults, we have all these biases because we have experiences and we've heard, I don't like this song, I'm sorry. We have all these biases, and it's because of our experiences and, how we were conditioned when we were raised, as far as our beliefs and non-beliefs, our morals, things of that nature. This is like the Fool card in the traditional tarot. It's saying to think as a child, move as a child, trust as a child, trust without the biases. Again, this is in the reverse, but let me read it though. Let's see, adventure. Here we go. So it says, when we are truly in a spirit of adventure, we are moving just like this child, full of trust. Out of the darkness of the forest into the rainbow of the light, we go step by step, drawn by our sense of wonder into the unknown. Adventure really has nothing to do with plans and maps and programs and organization. The page of rainbows represent a quality that can come to us anywhere, at home or in the office, in the wilderness or in the city, in a creative project or in our relationship with others. Whenever we move into the new and unknown with the trusting spirit of a child, innocence and open and vulnerable, even the smallest things of life can become the greatest adventures. So again, both of these cards are in the reverse. This is saying, it says, we are truly in a spirit of adventure. We are moving just like this child, full of trust, out of the darkness of the forest into the rainbow of the light. We go step by step, drawn by our sense of wonder into the unknown. Adventure really has nothing to do with plans and maps and programs and organization. Like this, both of these cards are saying the same thing. You cannot map this out. You can't do that. You're going to have to trust the universe. This is like the Hermit card for me. It says aloneness, going within. That's when you can hear guidance and direction and clarification. But let's see what this is saying. Okay. So this is saying, when there is no significant other in our lives, we can either be lonely or enjoy the freedom that solitude brings. When we find no support among others for our deeply felt truths, we can either feel isolated and bitter or celebrate the fact that our vision is strong enough even to survive the powerful human need for the approval of family, friends, or colleagues. If you are facing such a situation now, be aware of how you are choosing to view your aloneness and take responsibility for the choice you have made. The humble figure in this card glows with a light that emanates from within. One of Buddha's most significant contributions to the spiritual life of humankind was to insist to his disciples, be a light unto yourself. Ultimately, each of us must develop within ourselves the capacity to make our way through the darkness without any companions, maps, or guides. This again is saying the same thing. There is no map, there's no way that you can plan this out. Like, you are either about to be in this position or you are in this position where you have got to trust the universe, your intuition, and take that leap of faith, trusting that the universe has your back and has your best interests at heart. It says, I like how it says, be aware of how you are choosing to view your aloneness and take responsibility for the choice you have made. The humble figure in this card glows with a light that emanates from within. Be a light unto yourself. So I don't know if some of you guys are maybe having some issues with family, friends, or something like that. But again, it says aloneness, and this is in the upright. It says, let's see, when we find no support among others for our deeply felt truths, we can either feel isolated and bitter or celebrate the fact that our vision is strong enough even to survive the powerful human need for the approval of family, friends, or colleagues. If you are facing such a situation now, be aware of how you are choosing to view your aloneness and take responsibility for the choice you have made. So, take responsibility of the choice that you've made for this time of being alone. You're not always going to be alone. But it's saying choose, where does it say? It says choosing to view your aloneness and take responsibility for the choices you have made. It says you can either feel isolated or bitter, or celebrate the fact that your vision is strong enough to survive the powerful human need for the approval of family, friends, or colleagues. I like how it says celebrate the fact that your vision is strong enough to even survive the powerful human need for the approval of family, friends, or colleagues. What is your heart's desire? Is it strong enough to be in that space of aloneness? Here we have compromise. It is in the reverse. It's in the upright to you, but it's in the reverse. So let's see what this compromise is saying. It says, in the courts of ancient Japan, the male attendants were often selected from the ranks of petty criminals who were castrated because of their intimate familiarity with the activities of the court. They were often at the center of the political and social intrigues and exercised a great deal of power behind the scenes. The two figures on this card remind us of the sleazy and conspiratorial situations we can get into when we compromise our own truth. It is one thing to meet another halfway, to understand a point of view different from our own and work towards a harmony of the opposing forces. It is quite another to cave in and betray our own truths. If we look deeply into, we usually find that we are trying to gain something, whether it is power or the approval of others. If you are tempted, beware. The rewards of this kind of compromise always leave a bitter taste in the mouth. So, to me, this is saying follow your heart and not what. I mean, this is all about you, being alone and making these moves, by yourself, and not compromising. It says the rewards of this kind of compromise always leaves a bitter taste in the mouth. So it's saying do what your heart's desire. It says it is one thing to meet another halfway to understand a point of view different from our own and work towards a harmony of the opposing forces. It is quite another to cave in and betray our own truth. If we look deeply into it, we usually find that we are trying to gain something, whether it is power or the approval of others. If you are tempted, beware. So this is saying, don't cave in and betray your own truth. Like this is all about you. You taking that step alone, not with you and your spouse, not with you and your children, not with you and your family. This is about you. And then here we have, this is the Tower card in this deck. It's called Thunderbolt. So let me read what this is. Okay. Okay, so it says here, the card shows a tower being burned, destroyed, blown apart. A man and a woman are leaping from it not because they want to, but because they have no choice. Listen, these cards are saying, like, you gotta go for whatever, you gotta take this leap of faith. It's saying you gotta take this leap of faith. And it might have you feeling alone. But don't compromise your truth for someone else. So this is saying, it says a man and a woman are leaping from it not because they want to, but because they have no choice. In the background is a transparent, meditating figure representing the witnessing consciousness. You might be feeling pretty shaky right now, as if the earth is rocking beneath your feet. Your sense of security is being challenged, and the natural tendency is to try to hold on to whatever you can. But this inner earthquake is both necessary and tremendously important. If you allow it, you will emerge from the wreckage stronger and more available for new experiences. After the fire, the earth is replenished. After the storm, the air is clear. Try to watch the destruction with detachment, almost as if it were happening to someone else. Say yes to the process by meeting it halfway. Don't compromise your truth, because this is happening. There's something in your life that no longer serves you, and it's time to move forward. This mindset. Do I fall face first? Do I fall feet first? This card is saying, just jump, just fall. Trust the universe. The adventure is out there waiting for you. It's out there waiting for you. The energy is all around you. It is time. Don't compromise your truth. It's happening. It's happening. You might be feeling pretty shaky right now, as if the earth is rocking beneath your feet. But it said, try to watch the destruction with detachment, almost as if it were happening to someone else. Say yes to the process by meeting it halfway. Definitely some changes going on with my Tauruses. So this is the overall energy. It is the inner voice. It was in the reverse. I'm going to read that. And that is going to be the end of the reading. So, the inner voice speaks not in words, but in the wordless language of the heart. It is like an oracle who only speaks the truth. If it had a face, it would be like the face at the center of this card, alert, watchful, and able to accept both the dark and the light, symbolized by the two hands holding the crystal. The crystal itself represents the clarity that comes from transcending all dualities. The inner voice can also be playful as it dives deep into the emotions and emerges again to soar towards the sky, like the two dolphins dancing in the waters of life. It is connected with the cosmos through the crescent moon, crown and the earth, as represented by the green leaves on the figure's kimono. There are times in our lives when too many voices seem to be pulling us this way and that way. Our very confusion in such situations is a reminder to seek silence and centering within. Only then are we able to hear the truth. And this is in the reverse. So this energy is around you. So you may not necessarily be doing that, but this is what the energy around you is wanting, is needing for you to do. There's time for this aloneness. So I love it, guys. I love it. There are some changes going on in your life. You got a tower moment happening, about to happen, or happening, about to happen. Yeah, you have a tower moment, but don't compromise your truth. Watch this as if it was, someone else from a detached point of view. And trust that on the other side is peace, strength, a new view on the way, a new perception of life. You have grown past something, you just have to get there. So, some of you are going through this. Some of you are about to go through this. Some of you may have already went through this, but this is a great spread. I did not like to see a tower moment, but in order to grow, and growing is uncomfortable, but in order to grow, we have to let things go. And we have to choose our truth and not compromise, And we have to spend that time alone so that we can get the answers that we need, the guidance that we need, the direction that we need. So I love you guys. That's what I have for you, Taurus. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I would love it if you did that. I will see you in a week or so for the first half of March. Bye.